October 11, 2023. Marcus Giovanni here. Durango Dank here. Anyways, cities and counties and cities, United States, or cities and counties in the United States. County actually is more powerful than the city because a city can have, or a county can have multiple cities in its municipality jurisdictions. And when you look here at all the how many people live in these cities, and you think about their crime rate and all everything that's gone bad from all the people that are promising to eradicate and fix it, and it never gets done. And so now we're at a new level of war in Afghanistan and Israel, and then UK, and then United States. They're going after the smaller cities that can't defend themselves with the smaller police force. They're hitting the festivals where there's massive amount of people, and you sit in little, 100-man cells with the weapons that they have, not including the ghost guns and all the different things that are just available. I mean, they can use rocks. So they're here in the cities and counties in the United States of America. I've seen the algorithms, and like why Mayor Johnston focuses on destroying the property value in the neighborhoods with his bullshit micro city. Look up uh, micro community. It's nothing of what he says. He tries to circumvent things, see, but he's an attorney. And the thing he needs to go and make right is that the city and county of Denver is non-political. It is the Spear Amendment. And on February 6th, 2023, we in Denver District Court 414, presiding judge Andrew Luxon, assistant city attorney who took over the case from Paul Lopez. They're all connected. And when I put in my ballot petitions, I was 40 short. Four elections in a row, and I'm 40, always 40 short. And it took how long for them to even say, if it's a formula, but see, it's all bullshit. And see, I had to forfeit because I knew based off some internet chatter that I would not be getting my count. They were already writing about it. That's what the big date for March 1st is all about. So February 6th, I had to prepare for my cases, and so that's what I decided to do. And I filed in 2 hearings. One, I never got any word back, and I waited till the day that they were doing the ballot um, lotto on where you sit on the ballot, and everyone says, "Oh God, if you're the first one picked, you're mayor." That don't always work. It's never worked since I've seen it. So, and then the fair election funds, how fair was that? The same people that were going to raise the same amount of money now got even more money. So all that money that was wasted with Chris Hansen, where'd all that donation money go? So when you think about how they suck Denver dry and all the citizens' minds and souls, artificial intelligence indexed it all. Every city, every county, all of our voices are now pattern matched to the digital DNA of our GPS, cell phone tower pings, and the storage of all of our content therewith that matches our voice and our cell phones, all that content sitting in the cloud waiting for the law enforcement agency that knows how to tap into the cloud. 2017, for example, there was this law enforcement agency, I won't tell you who they are, we're having trouble trying to pin this murder on his wife because they believe that he poisoned her and all these other things. So when they got his computer, they didn't find anything, and he was able to get rid of it. So then they subpoenaed the cloud content on the dates that you needed and got his voice. an MP3 file that is always stored. It never goes away, especially who you are and what the chances are that what you're looking up is what's going to you're going to use. And that's how artificial intelligence goes. So that information, when you look up what he looked up about poison, how to dispose of a body, those aren't normal things a person would want to know about. So when you talk about certain words that are now used as as triggers and symbols that trigger people's content to go into these certain categories in the cloud where all the people that ever searched for how to dispose of a body and all the other things around it get put in the same pile of files in the cloud. So what we're doing now, when you think about Wikipedia, right? Some of the stuff they have is good, but their politics is corrupt. And if I was mayor, I would have went after them, and the citizens of Denver would have had a windfall of 100 million at least, and they would have been closed down. But we nobody voted, and that's what Michael Johnston has to realize, that he thinks he's big man on campus, he's little man, and so people in a couple of years they're going to see what he did with his little communities and how the crime that they're going to put. Hey, let's just give these guys off the street and we'll buy them housing where they can do the drugs in there. Oh, see, we'll get them off the street and they can do these drugs in these welfare places, and we'll create more jobs when we don't even know how to just cut the source off. They're not source cutters, they're enablers. And I've watched Denver for 17 years enable themselves all the way to the dark web. And all their leaders and all their city council and Ian Tafoyas and John Murray's and Westward and Denver Post and all these people's voices have all been indexed, and everything they do and everywhere they go, a good prosecutor can pull some very good information off the. Me, I'm tied into Homeland Security, so they're number one in my book, and I will always help them help us. But it's hard when you've got governments that are running or people in our government that are running things by the mouth and not by action, and so we're going to get indexed that way. And when Ron DeSantis thinks they pass a law that stopped the social credit scores, this is like the Forex market. If anybody knows what the Forex market is, I can tell you in a heartbeat, man. Spot trading is the only place to make money. Institutional traders like myself that's retired can move massive amount of money. You can take a few pip movements and destroy it and just make all kinds of money. But you got to know everything and how it works. When the dollar rises, the Forex falls. When the dollar, like right now, there's millions of dollars being made right now in the Forex. There's no building. There's nothing. You have to act as if you were a registered broker and all that kind of stuff, because there's no license to do that. Anyways, so when you look at how right now they're strategically planning all this stuff, it's been in plan and works for a very long time. But when you have politicians that are still bickering, and the Republicans can't even destroying their own people, eating their own party, no wonder why people want Donald Trump. Because you got a 40-year-old Ramaswamy coming in and thinking he knows what's best for all of us, when it doesn't matter. The people that are going to run things are going to run things, period. You just got to prepare for it, because what's coming for America, they say things happen in threes. Pearl Harbor and 9/11, and it doesn't seem like the world grown up enough to stop killing all these people and going and cutting babies' heads off that they're saying in Jerusalem, that the other side saying, oh, it's just propaganda. They cut people's heads off. Until I see the video of it, which I will never see, but when I know there's one out there, that's when AI gets to the end of it. So artificial intelligence is going to take care of all of us. unfortunately, many people are going to have to suffer the consequences because good people did nothing and said that their votes didn't matter. And so, like in Denver, when 180,000 voters show up, and and uh, and 300,000 or 400,000 doesn't show up, tells you the state of the city and county of Denver. But with the bullshit that these people talk about and all their links, it'll go on till AI feels that there's balance in the conversation. And right now, there's so many people coming out and new people, and they're talking. It just builds up layers and layers of actions that people are doing based off their text messages, their emails, and it's all triggered by their voices. So a good prosecutor now, because if you think about 2017, they found MP3 files in the cloud stored in the in the data vault, I would say, where that was. And so a lot of these people who talk blockchain technology, and nobody understands that it all begins by organic conversations. Move the flows of whatever we see on the internet. People clicking it and all that, that's okay. My content isn't designed to be clicked on. Mine, I use the 3 point system, the 369 algorithms. The mathematical equations, I just added 1, 13, 6, 9, because you can't just jump to 3. You have to have a starting point. Even 2 has to have a starting point. So even though it's 2, 4, 6, 8, it has to have a 1 in other formulas to where your content is rising based off the conversation flow. And then the controls that we have that we can activate based on our content migrates based off publishing, migrates to the conversations that people are having. And so, yeah, people might not be looking it up, but that's what it is. And so the content's there so that government officials are able to understand the conversation flows of their cities. So right now, the city and county of Denver conversation flow is all bullshit. It's all simulated work. And it started by Judge Andrew Luxon. When you look up his meta tags and his experiences, and he let a woman who my argument was that the Denver city manipulated the law so that um, they could stay in power when it's a non-political based off Spear Amendment. And when I asked Judge Luxon, uh, Assistant City Attorney Michelle Horn, blasted with glee, interrupting me, by the way. We haven't enforced that law in years. Well, see, what these folks don't understand is that because I was part of this conversation, all of my content, as well as everybody else's, it isn't just me, it's everybody. We all have the opportunity. Anybody that goes to court, all their stuff is indexed now. So when she did that, I was at the highest location of an indexed location as far as superiority and authority to courtroom inside the Denver District Courts. There's no other higher authority than that. And so when you have that authority, and it's crazy, but when you have that authority, you have to understand that you got to do the right thing. And the city and county of Denver hasn't done the right thing in 60 fucking years. And so Michael Hancock is basting off $290,000 a year right now, waking up probably somewhere in Jamaica or someone just saying, or he's in Washington trying to get up into Joe Biden's ass. And they don't understand that they've lost control of the people. And so all that they're doing right now is they are um, helping the adversaries destroy the United States of America. And this is fact. And now we have Japan's people. We're going to have all these other innocent countries come in. And then, the way I see it right now, Jerusalem's getting hit without it's just getting hit. And now they're going to start doing other um, Other countries are going to start getting involved to pull us into that war. That's why they took the Americans. And believe me, man, when you think about the axis of evil, who's pulling all the strings, they got America pegged. Because if I got Denver pegged and indexed and stamped, signed, sealed, and delivered, and all those people have a chance to do the right thing, and when they don't, and they're not. So everything that they talk about, what happens is other people who can actually do what they say. They have the meta tags, the experience, the content, the platforms. They start invading the circles. And the more and more they try to invade, like this hashtag City County of Denver or at sign City County of Denver, the more and more they try to manipulate the content, grows me in other directions that is more important than just the hashtag of the City and County of Denver. But that's the dumbasses that are running the IT departments in the governor's office, the city council office, and then you have a Denver district attorney who doesn't do a damn thing because they should be suing Comcast and all these other networks that are ripping everybody off because they don't know how to do speed tests. Just do speed tests, internet speed test. Take a picture of it. I take one every morning, every night, or in lunchtime and at nighttime. And my time don't. The only thing it matches is when I get the bill. They say I'm getting over 1 megabytes or gigabyte 1.2, and I'm only getting 100. They're throttling. They've been throttling people for years. But see, until Denver cares about the citizens, they're going to just keep doing it. But see, that's their buddies. Comcast is their buddies. They all hang out at the football games. And they go down to the ballpark and they get a hot dog and eat some popcorn and drink some beers and give each other high fives like they're really doing something. You know what? There was an album that came out with Black Sabbath, and I want these people to know about it. It's called Dehumanizer. It's what we're doing to the office of the president. We're dehumanizing the office of the president of the United States along with an ex-president who we're dehumanizing, and we're taking him and destroying his family. And what's happening is all of our adversaries are watching what we're doing to a president, and they're thinking and they're scratching and they're wondering what the fuck will we do with them? Because when you're eating your own people, you'll eat other people, and these people need to be stopped. And good people, I don't care if you're with the uh, I don't care. I mean, you can be the highest people of all people and running everything and think you know everything, and until you sit down and talk to me, you really don't know much of anything, except some of the bigger power people that know what I'm talking about because I seen it coming. And Google gave everybody an opportunity to learn it. They don't even know it. They don't even know. They're preparing everybody because the guys that made the internet, that came up with the artificial intelligence and metaverse and all this kind of talk, when they were doing it at the ballpark, eating their hot dog and their popcorn and drinking their beers and maybe hitting a vape pipe, or maybe they're even smoking a bowl with a little dab. You heard me? So all you cities, man, you have no clue. You better prepare, especially you small cities. The ones that have maybe six sheriffs or two policemen and six sheriffs and no military, and that's what these guys are going for. They're not going for the big cities now. And there's enough people now when you have 50 states and you have 100 people in each state with full metal jackets of arsenal that the military would have, and night goggle visions that they got from Iraq, and they send them here to the United States. You know, we're in trouble, folks. And I mean, this is just not here in the United States. They're going to do it in Japan. They're going to do it everywhere because they found the weakest link are smaller cities that have no policemen, and the ones that do don't want. And the cities that don't want the police, it's already packed. The citizens are breaking in and looting and doing all that already. Now they're going to go to the small cities, the 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 RFD cities, the Mayberry cities, where you only got one sheriff, Andy Taylor, and you got a deputy five trying to be all one bullet guy. You send a 100-man cell in there, So United States better prepare. And I do these algorithms, and you would think the police or the government would want to know some of these things that are happening, but they don't want to know because they're either controlling it all or they're that ignorant, the people. And when I hear the government talk, and I love my government, and it's very hard to talk bad about a president, but whoever's running the show is being run exactly the way it's gonna run. And the end game is that we're gonna hit a fucking digital wall because of our out of control spending and all, and we lost it. We're already over, and we just don't know it yet. But a thing is gonna come. You'll see. And soon the United Nations is going to come and say that we're an unstable government and that they're going to have to take our nuclear weapons away from us. So they don't. There's a lot of things the world can do against the United States when it's all of them and we're just by ourselves. And all the beer and all the dope and all the fucking drugs and everything that's fucking us all up all these years, and all these worthless fucking politicians that are coming out talking shit like they're gonna save the fucking world, and all they do is save them and their families with their fucking Joel Osteen, Mr. fucking Satan himself. Don't believe that guy, man. He's the biggest spinner of all. Living in a $10 million home, my kids don't have any shoes in where he is. So that's how you know, and all those people want to believe in him so good, and that's how you know. That's how Hitler was. This guy ain't killing anybody. He's just taking souls. He's taking your soul. He takes his soul. He takes your soul when he talks, and he wants to give the rhyme and reason of why things got kind of happen in the life of the Lord. If you don't choose him, then you need to send me some money. Because if you send me some money, I'll show you how the Lord works and how he works in real good ways for me, but not you. Because I'm Joe Osteen and I'm just a bad son bitch.